Hello and welcome back to the Skeleton Saga. I am in the process of trying to get this low poly model, or this low poly mesh, to render on top of my HD character. And I've got two pieces of advice today. The first is that the person who helped us last time, Ian N over here, he gave me some updated steps on basically what I may have done wrong in my previous video. So I'm going to be trying to fix those steps and give that a try. And then the other person who's helping me is my friend Connor, who said that I may need to edit the actual animation clips following my edits to the rig. And so he sent me this 10-minute tutorial that I'm going to watch as well. So let's give it a go. The first thing I'm going to do is just go through the tips that Ian sent over. Some additional tips here. So the first advice that he gave me was to make sure the rig on the character is set to humanoid. I had trouble finding the rig. He clarified that the rig tab is found in the model's import settings. Select the model in the project view and select rig, and then set the anim type to humanoid if it isn't already. So let's go find that and double check that it's working correctly. All right, cool. So I found it. Basically, I just went to worker here, then I did mesh, which was down here, and then I clicked on this sort of root game object because these are all part of this game object, everything in this row. And what I found is that, yes, the animation type is set from humanoid. I thought this was kind of interesting, though. The avatar definition, this creates a new one, but apparently you could copy from another avatar. So I wonder if that's relative, if that's important for us. I'm not sure. But regardless, we were able to confirm that that was working correctly. And then I suppose we should do the same thing for Nolan. So Nolan has a different avatar called the Nolan avatar. So let's check that out. And this one's also humanoid. Okay, great. So we got that step done. Let's keep going. So the next thing was make the low poly child a character the opposite of controller and reset the transform position. Now he said make the whole character, including the rig. So that was a mistake I made. So what I had previously done was I took just the mesh and put it under Nolan. But instead I'm going to put the mesh back under its original thing. I'll reset that transform. So now this guy is one contiguous dude. And now I'm going to put him under Nolan. So the whole thing is now under Nolan. And now I'll reset the transform as well. Okay, so let me see. Is that it then? In the opposite animated controller, set the avatar to the low poly character's avatar, which I had already done, but I actually managed to just undo that. So we'll change this to be back to character's avatar. And then my other question is, this animator is going to be running, right? The low poly's animator. So I'll just turn it off, I think. That way, maybe I need to delete it. I'm not sure. We could try to delete it. But let's give that a shot. Let's see if that's working. Oh my gosh. That is exactly what I needed. This is perfect. Here's my dude. Okay, it looks like the IK for the hands on this gun is a little wonky. Maybe I could look at that. But we've certainly got a ton of progress here, because check that out. My low poly dude is running around just as he should. So that's awesome. Really great stuff. I think the issue with the gun, so we could talk about that briefly, but this is huge. Ian, thank you so much. I think the issue with the gun is sort of childed to this bone, and maybe that bone, darn, I'm not sure. Maybe it's because my dude doesn't have fingers. I have no idea. I have no idea what the heck's going on with that. This is quite interesting, isn't it? Because, you can see that all these collision volumes for the different parts of the body and capsule colliders are being rendered for my HD dude, not the low poly guy. Like, this is part of his arm, right? And it's clearly not on his arm. It makes me wonder if I were to turn this on. Okay, if I were to turn this on, the guy's not animating at all. So whatever, I guess. But So I wonder why I didn't get the gun. because this is amazing, right? We've clearly got the animation. We're just missing the gun now. And the gun is childed to the root bones of this thing. So I guess, well, first of all, let's see whether or not these root bones are animating. And they're not. Look. Those colliders are just staying exactly where they are. So I think what's happening here is we have these roots correctly animating. And simple enough, we probably just need to move these guns to be children of this guy's hands. So I think that solves it pretty much. Let me pause this for a moment and do a little test on that. Hey, so great news. I added the items as a child of this guy's right hand, just like the Nolan HD character had. And I changed the rotation a little bit so that it seemed to be aligned, and it's actually great. Look, it looks like he's kind of holding the rifle in his hand now. And even better, when I aim it, let's see if I can aim it, it looks amazing. That looks great. He's holding it just as I was wanting him to. And then if I get the sword, so, I mean, it's sort of like relying on knowing where these items are going to be, but if I just manually turn the assault rifle off and the sword on, you'll see that he's holding it in sort of a good way. And if we can get him to swipe it a bit, which I guess he doesn't want to do right now. Alright, well, when he was swinging it around before, it looked great. I guess it's not working for one reason or another right now. But this is awesome. This is really great. So I think we have everything fixed here. Obviously, it's relying on the old weapons to be in certain locations. So that's something that we're going to have to fix up. And with respect to the colliders, I don't think I have to worry about that because the previous character had way too many colliders than I would need anyway. So this is a perfect place for me to start. And it definitely gets me unstuck. So thank you so much to all the professional technical animators, or just people who knew more about that stuff than I did, who helped me out, because I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm excited to get back to work on the game. Thanks.